Hey, what's up, people? Piazal here, and continuing my series, File 13, in which I discuss cult, sleaze, exploitation movies so bad they're good. Today I want to talk to you guys about 1981's Home Sweet Home. And Home Sweet Home has the distinction of being one of the very few horror movies set on Thanksgiving. Now, horror movies have cornered the whole holiday market. There's a horror movie for every major holiday and every major day on the calendar. At this point, pretty much, you've got Halloween, you've got Friday the 13th, you've got Black Christmas, you've got New Year's Evil, you've got My Bloody Valentine, you've got April Fool's Day. The list goes on and on and on. Well, Thanksgiving has Home Sweet Home. And Home Sweet Home, in a word, is incredibad. Home Sweet Home, the story doesn't matter, the plot doesn't matter. All you need to know is that there's a group of people at a home in the middle of nowhere to celebrate Thanksgiving. And then the Body by Jake guy shows up and starts killing them all off one by one. That's right, Jake Steinfeld of Body by Jake fame is the killer in this movie. And I can totally see Jake Steinfeld going up to the director before they started shooting this movie and being like, okay, I'm playing this escaped mental patient maniac killer. How does an escaped mental patient maniac killer act? And the director going, just laugh maniacally to yourself and make really crazy looking faces. And so that's what Jake Steinfeld does this entire movie. He laughs maniacally to himself and just makes these crazy faces. Now, the movie starts off with there's a guy near a bridge in his car drinking a beer. Jake Steinfeld shows up. The guy's like, hey, man, you want a beer? Jake Steinfeld pulls him out of the car, kills him, commandeers his vehicle, then proceeds to run down an old lady crossing the street, cackling to himself maniacally, making these whacked out, crazy faces. All this transpires in broad daylight. Nobody seems to really be paying attention or notice, despite the fact that he's this big muscly guy with this big curly head of hair, cackling maniacally to himself. He just fits right in. Now, he eventually, and the movie really doesn't explain why he goes to these, he just sort of finds them in the middle of the woods and decides to start killing them because why not? Now, this movie is a complete catastrophe. It's awful. It's a really bad, poorly made, poorly executed, I was going to say poorly written, but I honestly don't think anybody wrote this movie. I can't imagine anybody sitting down and writing this out and then going back over it and going, we got a real winner here. And I can't even say that it's improvised, because I think if they improvised it, it would be better. The dialogue would be at least better. It would seem more, I guess, natural than the dialogue in this movie. It's a complete mystery to me. And the dialogue in this movie is awful. The acting in this movie is awful. So when you combine bad dialogue with bad acting, you have this perfect storm of just bad. You've got horrible delivery of horrible dialogue. And this movie is like, it's not even 90 minutes long, but there's so much padding in this movie. This movie is a good 35 to 40% of it is just padding. Toward the end of the movie, there's like a 10-minute sequence of a guy just wandering around a house with a flashlight. Like, you have dialogue sequences that go on forever that, as I said, it's bad dialogue. It's delivered poorly with this really stilted acting, like, I won't let anything happen to her. Just to pad this thing out, just to prolong this movie. Now, the kills in the movie are really bad. There's just bad, awful, bloodless kills in this movie, with one exception, one glorious exception. Now, here's the scene. You've got a guy, he comes across the car that the killer commandeered at the beginning of the film, just abandoned in the woods. So what would any normal person do who comes across a car abandoned in the woods? You'd start siphoning the gas out of it and stealing the battery out of it. While the guy's under the hood trying to remove the battery, out of nowhere, Jake Steinfeld rushes into frame, leaps, and drops this Macho Man Randy Savage elbow right on the hood of that car. The hood smashes down on top of this guy, obliterates him. It's poetry in motion. It's beautiful. It's an amazing sequence. I rewound the movie back at least a good half a dozen times to just watch that over and over again because it was so frigging awesome. Now, there's a character in this movie who is... He's a really annoying character. I would put him right up there alongside Tina from Halloween 5 in annoyance level. He runs around the entire movie with a guitar and a little amp strapped on his back, and mime makeup on his face. And he's constantly running into people's bedrooms or coming across people in their cars, attempting to make love, and just totally, stops it from happening. And then at the beginning of the movie, there's this 10-minute Benny Hinn chase sequence where 3 or 4 of the characters are just chasing him around the set for no other reason, again, than to just pad this thing out. And when he's not playing his guitar, he's doing sleight of hand magic tricks and totally annoying character. But he's in a movie that's just totally comprised of really bad, unlikable, dumb characters. One character just talks about the game the entire movie until he dies. The game. You've got one woman in the film who just blabs and blabs and blabs. And it's, again, this dialogue that just is completely meaningless and just annoying. And I guess I guess they wanted to make her the annoying character, but she's one of many annoying characters, but they tried to make her annoying. The other characters are unintentionally annoying. So the woman that they intentionally tried to make annoying is off the charts annoying, yet still not quite as annoying as, I forgot to mention the mime guitar guy's name in the movie. Mistake. His name is Mistake. Little skinny runt of a guy. And when the remaining characters in the movie realize that they're in a horror movie and that people are dead, they just automatically think it was Mistake that killed them all. So there's all this dialogue of, I never dreamt Mistake would go crazy like that. I never dreamt Mistake would... Anyway, I almost feel bad for Thanksgiving, the holiday as a whole, because this movie is its only sort of representative in the horror movie community. Halloween has, of course, Halloween. Friday the 13th has Friday the 13th. Christmas has Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Bloody Night, Christmas Evil. The list goes on and on. Thanksgiving's got Home Sweet Home. It's a horrible movie. It's kind of like watching a continuous nonstop 80-something minute train wreck. You can't take your eyes off of it. It's really, really bad, but it's actually kind of entertaining. And like I said, that elbow drop onto the hood of the car. Wow. If you've seen Home Sweet Home, on behalf of Home Sweet Home, allow me to apologize. No, if you've seen Home Sweet Home, please let me know what you thought of it in the comments section below. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. If you liked the video, please leave it a thumbs up. Hope you guys out there are all having a great, safe Thanksgiving holiday. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.